I'm kind of disappointed with myself almost, which I know I shouldn't be. I know there's probably some people that be very mad at me in the comment section for saying this, but I don't like Battlefield 3. Hello, my beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. Please, hear me out. I come from Battlefield 1942 when I was a little kid, playing with my friend on like a LAN network at his house. His dad had set something up where the computers could play together. And then I played Battlefield 2 at home, and I played nothing in between Battlefield 2. Jumped into Battlefield 4. No, sorry, jumped into Battlefield 3. Played that a little bit, like probably for like maybe a day or two, and then because I bought Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 at the same time, I installed Battlefield 4 and I played that. And that's my introduction to Battlefield 3. I played it a little bit a very, very long time ago, and then I fell in love with Battlefield 4, and I played the living shit out of that. Then I played Battlefield 1, which was a disappointment to me, especially since the only thing that I found fun with it, especially very, very early in the game, was sniping. Then I played Battlefield 5 a little bit, which once again was quite a disappointment to me. And I went back. I wanted to try out Battlefield 3. I knew a lot of people, Jack Frag and Westy and so on, swear about this game. And I was so sad that I hadn't explored it and that I hadn't really gotten into it that I said, fuck it. Let's go and play some Battlefield 3. I have returned to Battlefield 4. I enjoy that. I love the game still. This game, I'm told, is a masterpiece. There's some amazing map design, so I want to try it out. And I just couldn't. I seriously couldn't enjoy it. There's so much in this game that I personally find frustrating. Everything from just not enjoying the gunplay at all. It's a very random spray pattern even while ADSing, which is something that I have just grown to dislike heavily when it comes to my shooter games. Again, for those of you who don't know me, I come from a competitive background in Overwatch. I have been the highest ranked multiple times. I have a coach in Contenders, which is right under the Overwatch League level, and I work with ex-Overwatch League players. I come from a game like that and Valorant, and I love those kind of FPS system. Even though Battlefield 4 also have some random spray pattern, it just, when I was playing, and I put probably 14 or 16 hours into trying Battlefield 3 and loving it. Plus the new plugin, the Vanish Unleash mod for Battlefield 3. I also played that for maybe like 6 hours, and I still couldn't like it. The random spray patterns, for me, is just quite frustrating to aim directly at somebody's head and see the bullet not reg. I also think that generally it feels like a 10-year-old game, which it is. The movement is clunky. There are a bunch of bugs in the game and just weird interactions that does not feel intuitive at all. And probably, again, if I was a veteran of the game, I would probably think home sweet home. But as somebody that returned to a 10-year-old game, it just doesn't feel that good. You can talk about the graphics. I actually think the game looks pretty good for a 10-year-old game. But the fact that there is just random spray patterns, dying feels really weird because you just kind of like fall like randomly. So if you get headshotted or you just get deleted from something, there's no like way of knowing it. You just kind of like collapse and then you're done for. And that's just kind of weird. Doesn't really feel very satisfying. And I was playing some of the snipers, and the snipers feels really great actually. Really, really love that. The attachment system is not very in-depth or existing, which just added a layer of, I was about to say frustration, which might be the wrong word, but kind of like just this like layer of just less to do. Exploring the maps was some of the most fun that I've had in the game, but with none of the guns outside of some of the sniper rifles really feeling fun to play with. At that point, you already have yourself, a bad recipe. And again, it might be because I returned to this game for, I'm not a veteran of that game. I am not somebody that, played that when I was growing up or when the game was new, and that was kind of like what a lot of the gaming standard has been. So coming back to it as someone that is completely fresh, essentially having the experience of how that game would be received if it was launched today, I'm just sad. And I would like some help. I really want to return to the game. I really want some advice for people that are veteran of that game. Because I want to like it. Because there's so many people that enjoy it, that play it. There was a lot of active people when I played this game online. A game that's 10-year-old with still an active player base. It's not that the game can't be bad, and it can't be fueled by just nostalgia, because people go from that game, play modern games, enjoy those, and then return and they still enjoy this game. And it might be some nostalgia, but there has to be something else to it. And again, the most fun I had was some of the chaotic stuff on one of the maps. I had a bunch of shipping containers, which, as I'm making this video, I don't recall. Somebody will kill me in the comment section for not remembering the name. I had some fun in that, and I could do some fun stuff, playing around, jumping around, just kind of enjoying myself. Doing some of the sniping was quite fun, but a lot of the time it just ended up with really me just playing with the guns and hip firing with them. I saw much greater success than actually ADSing in a lot of the scenarios. And when I was ADSing, then there was just these scenarios where, again, I was gonna hit the target and then it didn't. My crosshair was on the guy and it didn't. And I would have to tap fire and fire very, very slowly, try to get anything out of it. And of course, it does not help that it has a 10-year-old netcode. Sometimes your bullets don't reg properly, or you would think that they would hit, but they don't really. Or sometimes, you die around corners, even when my ping is good, even when me and my opponent has decent ping. I die around corners. I die when, feels a second overtime. Some of that just feels old. And that's fine, right? That is kind of what you should expect for going into a game like this. But again, I so want to try this game out, and I so really, really, really want to play it and enjoy it. And therefore, I'm asking for your help. If you are a veteran of this game, if you know more about it, if you have weapon recommendation, map recommendation, tips, tricks, anything, please tell me down in the comment section below. I really want to revisit and try to enjoy this game so much, because currently I just can't. On top of that, I would like to ask another question. It felt like there is a lot more grenade spam in this game than what there is in Battlefield 4, because I played these around the same time. I don't know if that is true, but on a lot of the maps, it was just LMG fire and explosives that were just laying down the choke points, and every time you tried to move somewhere on the map, it was LMGs and nades, LMGs and nades, LMGs and nades. And that I found weird. I might not have played on the best maps, because there's some maps that have been rated as some of the better ones. Please tell me down below. I will try to see if I can find servers that run those maps. But a lot of them just felt like choke point maps. There was choke points, those were naded and exploded with rocket launchers, and then you kind of got stuck there. And a lot of that made it feel like the maps were kind of almost like Operation Metro from Battlefield 4, or Operation Locker from Battlefield 4. Like, it kind of felt a lot like you were playing, like, no weapon limits, just play whatever the fuck you want on those kind of maps, which once again just took away the enjoyment, right? Because playing a spam fest where the death animation is not very satisfying is not exactly what I would have called good game design, or at least enjoyable game design. And again, it kind of left it so that I would instead try to snipe, which was the most enjoyable part of the game, but still, in my opinion, not as fun as while I was playing around with snipers back in Battlefield 4. Again, that's really all for this video. If you remember this game, and if you remember liking this game, I recommend you returning to it. 10 years later, the player base is still healthy. There are still plenty of servers, plenty of maps that you can return to, and I highly, highly recommend you actually trying this game out. And going back and kind of joining in on the player base and see if you can enjoy and have fun with it. But I just couldn't. And I'm quite disappointed about that, both in myself, for not enjoying something that I've heard other people call a classic, but also just in general, just because my expectations were very high, and that might have contributed to the feelings that I was left with when I was done. Please like this video, help share it around. I would like to get this out to veterans of that community, of the Battlefield 3 community. So if you can help spread that around by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, of course, to help that grow as well, that's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Please do take care of yourself, stay positive. I love you guys very much. I know that the coronavirus is still out there. It's raging. The vaccines are right around the corner, so let's try to hold out together. Of course, take care of others, but also remember to please do take care of yourself. Tell somebody that you love them. I love you guys very much. And as always, keep the enemy in your crosshair.